fascinating. Not particularly in a good way. Quite unfortunate looking at you. You poor little strange creature. Not what sort of fae you could be. You're not a gremlin. They have much more impressive ears. Maybe you're an earth type of fae. No, they're a bit more sturdier built than you, aren't they? Not really sure. Not really sure. Oh, hello. Oh, it is wonderful to finally see you awake. Oh, no. Please don't be scared. I'm not going to hurt you. You are perfectly safe. In fact, I would gather that you're much safer than you were when you first stumbled into our village here, half dead from starvation and cold. We've put you up here, much warmer and cozier, inside our homes here in the Ice Fae realm than it is out there in those bitter winds with the snow and the ice and the grey. I rather like it out there, but a poor creature like you who's not used to it, it can be quite deadly. But you are okay now. I am going to take care of you. Maybe. Well, I have been given a very, very important task. You see, from the moment that you stumbled into our little town here, no one has been able to determine a thing about you. No one knows what sort of creature you actually are. Someone thought that you were perhaps one of the dragonfly fae that had maybe just lost their wings or something, but your skin doesn't have that pretty iridescent sheen to it, so I don't think you're that. And then someone else said that perhaps you were one of the moss fae that had just dried up and the moss had frozen because of the climate here. But I don't think that your skin is the right texture for that either. Also, I don't think a moss fae would have travelled so far into the Ice Fae realm, so we're really not sure what to do with you. So, I have been given the very important task and honour of trying to determine what sort of fae you are. You're not a fae. What do you mean you're not a fae? You're in the Feywild, aren't you? You're in the realm of the Ice Fae, aren't you? A mortal? You silly. You apparently woke up with a sense of humour. Mortals can't survive out here, silly, unless they have a very powerful fae patron. Oh, really? Which one? Do you remember their name? I'm sure they gave you their name, as you gave them your name. Oh, she's awful. She completely leaves all of her charges to fend for themselves. Personally, I think she rather likes it, to see what sort of trouble you might get into. Fascinating. Well, that's rather unfortunate, but at least you didn't die in the cold. You do seem as though you were, not functioning the way that you should be. You're looking very, very cold and rather pathetic and weak and sad, really. So let's see if we can't fix some of you up, shall we? Let's start out with getting some of this cold out of the bones. The Ice Fae realm is incredibly, incredibly cold. Creatures who are not used to it often find themselves absolutely frigid in a way that they can't really shake. The sort of cold that seeps into the body, down to your very core. We designed it that way, actually, so that we don't get trespassers. Especially the flower fae. They just like to frolic all over the place and think that they own the entire realm. They don't, but it's alright. Anyway, so I'm going to use my magical crystal wand here, alright? It's got some very beautiful iridescent quartzite that's been enchanted specially with ice magic. Now, usually I use this to make things colder, but here I'm actually going to draw out that cold from you, alright? Alright, you don't have to do anything for this if you don't want to. It might go a bit faster if, as I am moving this around, you focus right here on these crystals, alright? Just going to bring this in and draw out some of that cold. There we go. Alright. I think that's starting to work. So you're really here from the mortal plane. How should I really believe you? There we go. Well, it's just I've never met a mortal before. Occasionally there's one, or maybe a few, a party of them that slip into the Feywild in other places, but they rarely venture here because it is, as I said, quite deadly if you're not used to the cold. Why exactly were you here, if you don't mind me asking? Your patron told you there was great treasure here. She loves to play that sort of game with her charges. I mean, of course she's right. There are all kinds of wonderful treasures anywhere that you might go in the Feywild, although very, very few of them don't come with a very high price. At least she didn't send you to the Fire Realm. There have been quite a few of her charges over the endless centuries that have been burnt to a crisp by the Fire Fae. They're not very nice. They're rather temperamental. We're at least a bit more cool-headed. Alright. There we go. Well, there's no massive treasure here in this little village, silly. I mean, there's some, artifacts and things that I'm sure someone like you would think was very incredibly valuable, but you can't have them. I'm just going to make sure that you are not going to die from the cold, and then we will send you on your merry way, probably to die somewhere else in the Ice Fae realm. Well, perhaps your patron should have told you not to come in here. I suppose you could try contacting her. If she decides to show up, she could certainly save you very easily. But the fact that you made it here tells me that she might not be interested in saving you. Sorry. Alright. I think that drew out a good amount of that inner cold. Are you feeling a bit less chilled to the bone now? Good. Of course, there's still quite a lot of improvement that we could do, couldn't we? Since you're new here, and since I've never met a mortal before, I would be quite intrigued to just take some observations of you, just sort of see what makes you tick, what sort of magic and secrets that you hide. while we're here, would you mind if I just examined you, I suppose, inspected you, just made sure that you're not playing some scary trick on my village, and see what makes you you? Oh, it's not going to be anything that hurts. Don't worry, you'll be perfectly fine. Let me start out with this. This is a very powerful crystal that only exists here in the Feywild. It's called an observation crystal. You can see it's perfectly, beautifully clear. But when you look through it, it gives any number of fascinating information and insights and perspectives into people. So I'm just going to take this, move it around a little bit, alright? And just see what this can tell me about you, about your energy, your magical prowess. You don't have magic. You don't do any magic at all. Goodness, what a terrible life. How do you get through life without any sort of magic? That seems very unfortunate. Well, I'm just saying, use magic for everything. It's just sort of a part of life. You really have no magic whatsoever. What a bore. Well, any chance that I was ever going to travel to the mortal plane is gone now. Oh, some creatures have magic. You just don't have magic. Oh, it's rather unfortunate. Alright, well, that didn't tell me all that much, but I got a little bit of a sense of your aura. I am very convinced now that you are not here to harm us, so that's very good. I don't know that you would have been able to anyway, because, as I said, you were half dead when you got here, but that's still good to know, good to know. I'm curious, what colour is this feather? What colour would you say that this feather is? Really? Interesting. Well, this is an oral feather from a crystal hummingbird. You see, it changes different colours based on different people's energies. And it means different things depending on what colour you see. No, I'm not going to tell you. Why would I tell you? It's much more fun if I know and you don't. Interesting. Alright, I want you to just focus on this feather here, alright? Just focus on the centre of that feather as I move it around. Just focus on this feather. Is it changing colour at all? Alright. No, that's alright. It just means that you're a rather steady sort of person. That you're trustworthy and straightforward. That's good. Those are good things. Oh, I said I wasn't going to tell you what it meant. Oh well. I suppose you can know that if you want. Alright, now, what colour is this feather? Right, this one doesn't change colour, it's just white. Alright, now this feather is one from a Pegasus. It's a very, very beautiful animal, as I'm sure that you know. It is very pure of heart, and it is generally a symbol of freedom, flying through the air, purity and freedom. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to just sort of brush it over your energy a little bit and see if we can't clear away some of these negative things that seem to be clinging to you, alright? Then I think I'll get a better idea of who you actually are. Just going to brush, 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 brush. Brush, 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 brush. Alright, interesting. Brush, 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 brush. Okay, I think that did a bit more. Brush, brush, brush. Okay, good. I think that cleared away some of the confusion that you've been experiencing. Perhaps your patron told you that she was going to take care of you. Now you're learning that she's not doing that. Yes, that can be quite disappointing. Maybe you need a new patron. What do you say? Would you like to give me your name? Oh, alright, well, yours doesn't seem to be very good. I'm just offering. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to use this little crystal here, okay? This is a beautiful midnight crystal. It's made from pure starlight on a perfectly clear night. I'm going to use this just to clear up some of this negativity, some of the fear that you've been experiencing since you've been here in the Feywild, and hopefully learn a little bit more about you. Okay, so just hold nice and still for me. If you'd like, you can focus on the point of my midnight crystal. Right. But, interesting. Well, what I didn't tell you is that the point of a midnight crystal is a very, very powerful deterrent for evil spirits and darkness and, demonic forces, things like that. So, you're not burning, your skin isn't burning at all, is it? Good. If you were a demon, this would have burned you quite terribly. It would have been rather horrific and stunk up my whole house, so I'm glad that didn't happen. Right. I have here 2 mushrooms. Don't worry about what they are or why I have them. But just 2 little mushrooms, okay? I've got this little blue one and then a slightly little purple one. I want you to just pick one of these mushrooms. Doesn't matter which one, whichever one you would like, alright? I'm going to start moving them and I want you to keep your eye on the mushroom that you chose to the very best of your ability, alright? So keep your eye on the mushroom that you chose. Don't let it out of your sight. Just do the best that you can. I suppose it may leave your field of vision for a moment, in which case it will be out of your sight, but just do the best you can to follow the mushroom that you chose. Interesting. No, it's fine. Just not really what I was expecting, I suppose. Alright, now, when I say, not yet, but when I say, I want you to switch whichever mushroom it is that you're following. So if you're following the blue mushroom, then you'll switch to follow the purple. And if you're following the purple mushroom, then you'll switch to follow the blue, alright? When I say switch mushrooms, ready, set, switch. Good. Now follow that new mushroom for me, alright? Just follow that new mushroom. Follow it. Wherever it goes, keep it in your vision as much as you possibly can. Don't worry about anything else in this entire world besides your little mushroom. Right, now when I say, not yet, but when I say I want you to switch back and watch your original mushroom, alright? Alright, and switch back to your original mushroom. Just keep following your original mushroom. Good. Well done. Now, out of curiosity, which of these mushrooms did you choose originally? Well, they tend to have slightly different energies about them. The blue mushroom is generally a very calming, soothing energy, whereas the purple mushroom is a bit more in tune to enlightenment and wisdom. So I'm just curious if you chose the more calming mushroom or the more enlightening mushroom. Which one did you choose? Interesting. I would have expected the other. No, it's perfectly fine. I'm learning about you. As I said, I've never met a mortal before, so it's all quite exciting. Alright. Now, I'd like to use my Moonlight flower, if you don't mind. Now, for this, I'm just going to sort of move this around into your aura, okay? And this will tell me more about your temperament, I suppose. Your aura has to do with your temperament, but this will just hone in a little bit closer and tell me what you are like as a person, okay? So this one I'm going to move very rapidly. I want you to try to ignore it as it moves, okay? Just try to not look at it, or just sort of look, away without focusing on anything, alright? Do not look at my little flower. Are you ready? Okay, don't look at the flower. Don't look at the flower. Just don't look at the flower. Wherever it goes, just don't worry about it. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. No, one more. That's not what I was expecting at all. No, it's perfectly fine. As I said, I am learning. Fascinating. These ears of yours, they're not very good, are they? They don't look as though they would actually help you hear things very well. Oh, well, I'm sure you think that you have fine hearing, but I think compared to most of the Fae, that might not be the case. Unfortunately. Well, it's not your fault. It's alright. Alright, let's see. What else shall we learn about you? Here we are. Let's try this. Now, in this little bag, I have some very, very powerful crystals. I'm going to pull them out of the bag, and I want you to tell me what colour they are as quickly as you can, alright? They're going to change, and sometimes they might not change, but I just want you to tell me as quickly as you can which colour the crystal is. What colour is this? Right? What colour is this? Alright. 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 Ready? What colour is this? Alright. What colour is this one? Alright. What colour is this? Alright. What colour is this? Alright. What colour is this? Alright. And what colour is this? Right, you did rather good then. Good. These are chakra balancing crystals, actually. So the fact that you could see all of the different colours is a good sign. It doesn't necessarily mean that all of your chakras are perfectly balanced, but it means you've at least, well, you've got them. So that's a good thing. Alright. Let's see. One last thing I would like to learn about you, alright, is how particularly my magic will affect you. Obviously the cold affects you very well, but I just want to take a look and see what this does to your field, to your energy. Now, I would like to know if you start to feel anything strange, okay? It shouldn't cause you any pain. As I said, I'm not trying to hurt you. But I just want to know what sort of effect this has on you, okay? What would you say? Are you feeling dizzy or sleepy or disoriented? Are you seeing anything strange? Hearing anything strange? Oh, interesting. Right. No, that is fascinating. That is good to know. Right. Interesting. Can you hear that sound? Good. Can you hear it on that side? Good. Did that change at all? What are you experiencing now? Interesting. Right. And now, as we've gone back to the other. Okay. Fascinating. Well, that's good. I'm glad that it at least has some sort of an effect on you. That's wonderful. No, don't worry about it. I'm just, as I said, terribly curious. Alright. Now, I would like you to pick one of these little globes, okay? Either this one or this one. And just do your best to follow it with your eyes, alright? Just do the best you can to follow the one that you chose with your eyes. Interesting. Okay. Fascinating. What? You'd like to leave now? Oh. Technically, I wasn't told to hold you here, so... No, I don't really want you to feel like you're a prisoner or anything. Although you do realise that it is quite cold and terrible outside. You know what? Why don't I give you a little bit of a protective barrier? Alright? Here. I'm going to help you withstand the cold a little bit. Now, this is not going to last forever, so I would still suggest getting out of the ice realm as quickly as you could. But at least for now, I can try to protect you a little bit, alright? It's just a little bit of bottled warmth. This tiny little bottle, it's actually a gift that we originally received from the Fire Fae. They have their moments, I suppose. And we've adapted it so that we can have visitors to our realm without them perishing horribly. So I'm just going to give you a little drop of this on your tongue. And then it should protect you for about, well, a short amount of time. What is time like where you're from? How do you measure it? Hours, okay. I would say it would give you about 8 hours, but maybe you should plan on 6 hours, so you don't die terribly, alright? So I'm just going to take a little drop of this and put it on your tongue, and then you can be on your way. And hopefully you won't die horribly. If it's not the cold, it might be the Yetis that get you, but at least you won't die from the cold. Nothing. Alright, open your mouth, please. There we are. There. How is that? It tastes rather nice, right? A little bit spicy, just a nice, lovely, warm flavour to it. Exactly. Good. Well, that should work as a lovely protective barrier for, as I said, a certain amount of time. But it is going to be getting dark soon. You were here overnight, but it doesn't stay light here very long. So if I were you, I would not dawdle. Alright. It's much more dangerous to travel at night around here. Or anywhere, really, in the Feywild. Unless, of course, you're in the night realm, and then the daytime can be rather dangerous. That's when the hooligans come out. Anyway, try not to die, alright? I don't really know you, but It would be a bit unfortunate to find your frozen, frail, dead body somewhere around when I was trying to pick snowberries or something like that. So please try to not perish, and I'll probably never see you again. But good luck, I suppose. If you ever need another patron who's actually going to do things to take care of you, maybe you should come back. Although try to get some bottled warmth from the fire fae first, shall you? Good, good, good. Alright, well, you'll most likely die when you leave her, but at least you won't die from my hands. Bye-bye.